After an 11-year retirement, Cameron Diaz is back on our screens, and it's snowing outside. That's snow. I live in Florida, and it's snowing outside. The world has flipped climactically, and Cameron Diaz is back on our screens. But it's snowing outside. Hello, my little filmer dudes. My name is Ivan Montero, and thank you for joining me in my journey to watch every movie ever created. Not really, but we are gonna get close. We got our first movie of the year, at least for me. Back in Action, starring Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx as two retired spies who settle down and start a family only to have their past catch up to them, causing them to swing back into action in order to save and protect their family. All right, let's start out by saying that there's a lot of good concepts presented in and throughout this movie that honestly, it just needed a script supervisor, someone to say, you gotta smooth these things out. Hold on. There we go. Honestly, I see what they're going for. Mission Impossible meets James Bond meets any classic 2000s action movie, but with a family. It just needs to focus on both what it wants to be and what it needs to be. Definitely the script needs to be reworked. I would say maybe twice. It's not that it's bad, good concepts. You just gotta smooth things out here and there. Because let's be real, the script, in essence, is kinda dumb. The characters make a lot of dumb decisions, and if you really think about it, there's really no movie without the very dumb motivations that Jamie Foxx's character has that kickstarted this whole thing. No spoilies, but without him making a choice based on a scenario in which he manifested himself, none of this would even happen, especially because it was this choice that started the domino effect for other characters' motivations, leading them into making their choices. And it's a giant domino effect that if you realize in essence, the good guys could have won from the very beginning if you had only just done the thing. But from the start of the film, this movie is a bit obvious and it only keeps getting more cliche as the story progresses. What's really awful is that you do feel and see that there are chances, opportunities for the script to do things that are refreshing and new, but the script doesn't do that. It doesn't put that effort into making it stand out. I am telling you, I am tired of these parent-child issue dynamics. If you're gonna do them, then do them well and interesting and new, but at this point, they've all been done to death. Again, great concepts throughout this film, just needed a few once-overs to smooth them out. They were almost there. On a more positive note, though Back in Action is definitely a Netflix movie, this one I would say is watchable to a degree thanks to the performances of Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Cameron Diaz is pulling out every trick in the books, and for not having acted for 11 years, she's still got it. And honestly, I am excited for what her career has in store for her now. I love Cameron Diaz. Just anything that she is in, I will watch her. And if it weren't for her comedic ability and her ability to make these lines work, these lines wouldn't have worked. So kudos to her. And honestly, she genuinely looks like she's having a lot of fun in this movie. And because of that, I'm having fun. Then there's Jamie Foxx, who also did a really good job in this movie as the leading man. But there were definitely times where I couldn't tell if it was Jamie Foxx ad-libbing lines or if that was just the script. Because I've seen his Netflix sitcom, man, and it's the same delivery, same vibe. But the rest of the time when he's sticking to the script, he too is making it work, which is very hard to do, by the way, especially the script. But they make it work, they really do. And the cringe is there, but it's not because of them, it's because of the writing. Andrew Scott and Glenn Close, however, both felt like they were just phoning in a paycheck, especially Andrew Scott. It could not have been more clear to me that he did not want to be in this movie at all. And listen, I don't want to give this movie a low grade simply because Cameron Diaz. I'm not gonna do it just because she's in it. She needs a win, man. The facts are, this is a Netflix movie in January. Not the greatest combos to begin with, so you take what you can get. And this, honestly, this isn't last year's Lift in any means, and I'm genuinely worried. That's my biggest fear, that people are gonna take this movie and label it this year's Lift, and this is not that bad. Lift is pretty bad. It's not even watchable. That's how bad that is. This is somewhat watchable to a degree, to take what you will and how you will. I think the critics are being a little too harsh, only because it's both Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, but that's my opinion. Honestly, this movie is serviceable. It's got fun moments, it has dedications from a star-studded cast, and it's a fun, turn your brain off kind of action movie to watch over the weekend with some popcorn, maybe some wine if you're into that. Make it a date. Make it a date with friends. Do what you can to have a good time, but don't go into this thinking it's the best movie ever made, and also don't think it's the worst movie ever made. It's mediocre, but mediocre doesn't mean it's bad. It sometimes means it's fine, and fine is just okay, and just okay is fine. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I give Back in Action a 6.1. Does it deserve a little bit less? Maybe. I'm thinking 5.9, but I don't want it to land in my worst movies of the year list, so I'm gonna stick with 6.1. Let me know what you thought of this movie if you've seen it in the comments below. No spoilies, please. This is a non-spoiler review. My social media links are in the comments below, and I will see you next time. You've just been Montified.